previous 12. They did win the last meeting 1-0. It's the 23rd all-time meeting. Indiana leads at 8, 6, and 8. And we are underway at Ludwig Field, the house that Sasho built, and home to the Crew. Alongside Patrick Duty, I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you for this one. It's one that soccer fans, I feel like nationwide, have circled some time ago.
This is one of the premier matchups of the entire year.
Made even more important because this year, just the top 4 make the Big Ten tournament, which makes every game kind of double down on intensity.
Yeah, both of them right now sitting in that top 4. Indiana at the 4 spot, Maryland at the 2 spot. So a 3-point swing here for either one would be massive.
The win for Indiana would put them at 15, just 2 south of Maryland. A win for Maryland would make them 2 north of Washington. Minzy and Mayer, both center backs for Maryland, scoring in the 4-1 win over Wisconsin on Tuesday. Here's GK. GK, look, we call him a man among boys, but he also has an incredible touch. I mean, he can beat 3-4 players at the same time, and he does it with touch. He doesn't just plow right through you.
He certainly does. Every single game we've had this year, he's done something new that just makes my jaw drop.
Charlie Hoyer and Bruletti, they will have to play a heavy shift. Jack Wagner, the captain and their leader, their key communicator, his brother is getting married, so we send our best to the Wagner family, where they have a very close family, unified, and so he'll have to miss this one. Tough decision, but one they made before the season started. So he addressed it early as they try to find Oduro. Oduro had a kind of pro-like highlight type game against Wisconsin.
Yeah, he showed what he can do at the next level. The speed is the one thing where it's like, wow, okay, there's a difference here. And that matchup between him and the left back, Luca Costabile, is going to be a fun one. Because Oduro likes to get it, go at each other, go at his defender 1v1, but Costabile is a veteran left back who knows exactly what he's getting into with that challenge tonight with Oduro.
It is electric at Ludwig Field. We knew it would be, as we were anticipating standing room only and a sellout. Sasho Soroski telling me earlier this week he doesn't think they'll break a record, but it'll come close. He said 7 of those 10 biggest attendances came in August and September. I thought Clark had a really good game against Wisconsin as well. Mazarica, the speedy winger, scored a ton of goals at Lindsey Wilson before arriving in College Park for Maryland. Maryland, you have to remember, they're 2 years removed, as we've got a whistle here and a foul as Costabile is down. They're going to stop the clock at 41-17.
Right back, Ben Doe came absolutely flying into this challenge, and he's seen a yellow. So the first foul of the game results in a yellow card. I mean, this was an aggressive challenge, and I understand Ben Doe's argument saying, hey, I got the ball. What's going to go against him, though, is right there. That little sweep against the feet. Costabile probably makes a little bit of a meal on it. That there, though, I don't understand why you have to slide. I mean, he's there at perfect timing. He made it there. He did exactly what he has to do, puts Costabile under pressure. Maybe it's a little bit of a statement. Adrenaline's going through the roof right now. But Ben Doe read the play perfectly. He was right there. So as soon as Costabile got it, he was going to probably win the ball anyways. So kind of a careless challenge that right off the bat, 5 minutes in, gets one of their outside backs, Indiana, in the books with a yellow.
What's interesting, too, for Indiana, because Nolan Kinsella is definitely expected to play, Todd Yeagley may go to number 27, who is a tall, rangy outside back. And he played really well against Wisconsin on Tuesday night. Come to think of it, everybody wearing an Indiana uniform played pretty well on Tuesday night.
Yeah, they were clicking, but that's a great call, Dean. You know, that yellow on Doe, I mean, that changes things. We're going to talk a lot about this Maryland attack. Whether it's Mazurika, GK, and Dranica, I mean, they now have a target. They know anytime they're singled up with Doe, they want to bait him into getting that second yellow. And now they're going to review this.
So if he's going to look at it, it'll be on whether he's going to elevate from a yellow to a red. And I just am not anticipating that.
No. I would be extremely surprised. It was a tough challenge, but not red card worthy in my opinion. Maryland fans disagree. It's good to see Costa Bile up. So we're looking at it again. So Doe just comes flying in, already sliding there. I think it was Costa Bile's right foot, so at least it wasn't the plant leg that Doe came in contact with, because that would have been a different story.
Costa Bile running it off. It's a big week for Sasho Sorosky with the 2005 team back. Marisa Dew is here, Robbie Rogers is here, Graham Zuzi is here, Jason Gary is here, Chris Seitz is here, who has 6 kids. All 6 his kids are there. Jason's 4 kids are there. They were saying it was a romper room upside down.
Almost field a team with that many kids.
Right.
Referee is having a longer look at this than I expected.
This is a big game, too, so he's just going to keep it the yellow. So Ben Doe in the books with the yellow. Less than 4 minutes in. So Sasho has not even started walking back yet. Oh no, he is. He's back with his bench. His team has been so good this year. Check this out. Maryland on the season have trailed for 1 minute and 18 seconds. That was against Penn State late in the second period. That's the only time they've trailed all season, as they're 9-0-3, 5-0-2 in the Big Ten. Are you kidding me?
There's some wild stats when it comes to Indiana and Maryland. That one may be up there as the wildest. A minute 18, that's it, the entire year.
78 seconds. Penn State had them for just a little bit, and then Maryland would come back and win that game as well, or tie it rather. It was 2-2. So they do have those 3 ties, and that was one of the games that they were down for a minute 18 before they tied it up. Indiana in the all-black, Maryland in the white, red, and white. They play it back to the Mack truck. Lauren Mack, sophomore from Germany, SC Freiburg. As we talked earlier, that's where another great goalkeeper for Maryland, Zach Steffen, played for quite some time. His numbers are good. .68 goals against average, 42 saves right there. And now a .58 goals against average, actually. 9-0-3 with 7 shutouts. Whistle called against Mazurika. There's Barger, who had a blinder of a game against Wisconsin. Mazurika goes down.
It's a little knock at the back of the calf.
no Wagner, Barger gets the captain armband, which says a lot about where he's at right now for this team.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see a senior step in and get that, but for Barger to step up, get the band. Remember, only a junior, so certainly a great sign for his future and what Coach Yeagley thinks of his leadership.
So Palmer Alt, we already know that he can distribute with his feet. He's also got a pretty good throw. I mean, this guy does it all. Headed out there by Maryland, and trying to run into it was Oduro right at the top of the 18. He's one of the better first-time strikers of the ball in the game is Collins Oduro.
Yeah, that was a nice strike. A little sidewinder. More importantly, though, Mack, anytime he gets it, he's looking to play quick. We just saw that. So keep an eye for it. Anytime the Maryland goalkeeper, Mack, gets it, he is looking instantly to get to the top of the box and spring one of his attackers free.
So we mentioned the fact that Maryland has trailed for only 78 seconds against Penn State. It was Kelp who had a free kick goal to tie it 78 seconds later. But check out this chance from Oduro.
Yeah, he catches this clean. There you see him just waiting for it. Good timing. Whew. That was a good rope. Sails up at the last second. And that's what we're talking about with the Mack. Look at it. That's a goal kick. Boom. Gone. Wasn't his best delivery.
Costabile, far side, and picked up by the youngster, Judwellen Michel from Montreal. Started the first game of the season, then made way, and now has been in there for the last couple and has done a good job. Did give up one late against Wisconsin. He was hoping to pitch a shutout. He's got one already in limited time, and Mack gets low. You can already tell the intensity for this one is going to be a different level, folks.
Mirador is going to want this one back. Palmer Alt does a great job. If Mirador picks his head up, all he has to do is just hit it right to the left, right to just almost pull it and pass it right to Mack's right, but instead he tries to push it through the defender that was standing there. I mean, Mack was so far over on the goal line. If Mirador had looked up and just put it the other direction, there would have been nothing Mack could have done. So you see here, Mirador, he just has to let this come in a little bit more and then just literally pass it to the left. You just saw where Mack was. He tries to push it back towards where the action was, and it went right off the Maryland defender.
Albi Indarica trying to put some pressure on Michel, who absolutely blasts it. Here's Mirador. Had the opportunity moments ago. Hoyer making the overlapping run.
Max at the very, look at it, rare. Oh, this is a great shot. All he has to do inside the foot, just pass it right to that left post, technically the right post from that view. And there would have been, for as good as Mack is, it would have been impossible for him to get there.
Mazarica with the rip of Alt. Coming in there, it's knocked out of bounds by Hoyer. As Hoyer gets the nod in the middle of the field with Cristiano Bruletti, the transfer from Michigan State. Now, by the way, in that, just one more bow on the fact that Maryland is not only undefeated, but they've only trailed 78 seconds. It was, as I mentioned already, Kelp who tied it, but that was also the same game that GK got red carded. So they did that with 10 men, got that tie, and then without GK in the next game, Russell Payne, who was an assistant coach on that 2005 national championship team in Northwestern, came into College Park where they have always played Maryland tough, and Maryland blew them out 4-1 without GK. That says a little bit about the depth of this team.
Certainly, and it shows that they can win through adversity. Losing one of their best players. GK, that was close.
Steinleitner, GK looking for a whistle, doesn't get it.
Hear that crowd. What's interesting another thing to note is in games like this where it's so loud, certainly the pressure's on the players, but there's also a lot of pressure on the center. And sometimes that noise can really impact your decision-making out there. So it's as big of a challenge for him than it is the players.
Just a wonderful environment for college soccer, and has been for 25 years. Maybe longer. Every year they have made little different improvements to the stadium, to the point where there are plans to eventually build a stadium that, of course, they will name after Sasho Swarovski, the all-time winningest coaches in the game, right up there with Jerry Yeagley, the father to Todd, and Todd's winning percentage is third with those three. It's incredible. Mazarica. Little touch by Albie Ndrinka. This is perhaps Maryland's best starting 11 as they finally have everybody healthy. Steinleitner and Cole didn't even play in the last game for Maryland. They're back out there. And Ndrinka has been battling through all kinds of things. And then Pacoda had an emergency appendectomy early in the season. He's on it now, and he's been good. Pacoda. Let's hit that one, and we'll send it over the crew.
This is where the fans were really calling for the foul. And of course, it happens to be with Ben Doe, who's on a yellow, to make it a little bit spicier, but I think that's a good no call. Both GK and Doe are just tussling with each other. Happens all the time. When a player goes down, that's where the attention spikes.
See the majority of the crew wearing the scarves as well. The Maryland Terrapins student fan base, Sasha will feed them pizzas oftentimes, give them scarves, t-shirts, you name it. They are all in. Speaking of all in, here with Patrick Duty, I'm Dean Linke. We're all in for this one with so much on the line. Most teams with 3 games remaining. UCLA is down to just 2. That's worth noting because they're sitting at 5th with 11. Rutgers still has 3 games, including 1 at UCLA. They have Michigan State coming to Rutgers, and then Rutgers will finish at Indiana. Steinleitner to GK. Steph GK! Michelle will parry it away. So now Barger. Good little flick by Alt. Colton Swan, who's starting to come on, the freshman out of Detroit, gets the start up front. From Detroit, but played a lot of his youth soccer with the Colorado Connections Academy. Ndrinka plays it in, Costabile. Oh, right through Michelle, and it's in! Right through his hands, and Costabile is up, and it's Maryland 1, Indiana 0.
The captain, Luca Costabile. Little half turn, says why not. Get some good pace on it. But Michelle simply has to save this. It's just a blunder from the goalkeeper. Yes, it's hit with pace, it's moving a little bit, but for someone of Michelle's capabilities, he can catch this in his sleep. And it's just a lack of concentration. And Maryland now at home, up 1-0, 15 minutes in. Dream start for them. Second goal of the year for Luca Costabile.
And an assist for Albie Ndrinka, his 6th assist of the season for Sasho Swarovski as they let it rip. It's been a limited sample size for Judwellen Michel, just 4 games played. He is hearing it from the crew. We talked about it before. the nerves that he might have, let alone what he is hearing from the crew.
Well, if it wasn't tough enough already, it just got a lot tougher for Michel because those fans are right behind him. He's a freshman. He's dealing with, this is probably the most intense environment he's ever played in. And for him to give one up like that, you can only imagine what's going through his head.
GK with a nifty move around Doe. Doe with that yellow card might force Todd Yeagley to go to Kinsella even earlier. Here's Clark. Mazarica. Mazarica, good move. Michel will stop that one. It'll be a corner kick.
That's good for Michel. He needed to get his hands back on the ball as quickly as possible, and at least he got that.
So Picota, the UMBC transfer, as well as Kelp. Picota from Italy. Picota drills one in, right in front. Still alive is Leon Cole.
So here was the goal again. Kostabile picks it up. I mean, he hits it good. You see it dip a little bit, and Michel just kind of swats at it. Well, he seemed confused by the time the ball came to him. It was almost like it was already done. He rushed his two hands at it. And yeah, there was some swerve, but for someone as good and talented as Michel, I mean, that really should be a walk in the park save. And it's kind of more surprising, too, because just seconds before that, he had a great save on GK's shot. Usually with goalkeepers, once you get that first one in the bag, you really kind of are locked in. And nothing against Kostabile. I mean, he struck the ball well. You saw that dip. You saw it knuck. It was moving, but that's just a tough one to give up because it's already such a tough environment to be playing in for Indiana.
Well, yeah, and I think that's got to be part of the focus and part of the discussion because even while he's warming up, he's hearing things. And as somebody who's only played 4 games, here's GK. GK breaking ankles. GK! And it's Mayer that's right there. GK, he's like, it's interesting. His name's Stefan. Stefan Curry will break ankles like...
Well said. Well said. Look at him. He had a few different opportunities to hit it. Waits there. Wonderful job from Brecken Minzy and Josh Mayer. As soon as the goalkeeper comes out like Michel did, it's your job to get behind him and go right on that goal line. So well done from Indiana once they knew the goalkeeper was out.
Steinleitner popped in the air, and Michel's got it. There's Todd Yeagley probably thinking a little bit about Ben Doe, the outside back. Of course he's thinking about the goal, but he's got to wipe that out just like he'll want Michel to wipe that out.
You have to.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about Doe and the yellow card, particularly with GK coming at him.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough challenge. I will not be surprised if we see Kinsella earlier in this game than we were expecting.
Rouletti. Steinleitner will switch it to the goal scorer, Kostabile. Now GK. GK ready to slice and dice. Drops a boot ball in! Oh, off the crossbar. So close to being 2-0. And, yeah, they're going to bring it back because Maryland has this amazing light show when they score a goal. They thought that one went in.
GK, again, so dangerous, comes in. This was a cross, but because he has enough bend on it, Michel comes out, doesn't get any of it. off the bar. Clearly no goal.
Mazarica hit it.
Oh, that would have been a pretty one for Mazarica, just delicately touching it off of his toe. And they cued the lights, which is why we had to stop, and also to make sure it didn't cross the goal line, which didn't. Indiana has to try to get the ball in the other half and possess for a bit, because they've been just fighting here since the first goal, and they have to get some bit of possession, like how they started the match, to kind of relax and get this game back even.
Maryland has not made it easy as their press has been relentless. Pacoda, Steinleitner, and Cole all back in the middle of the field, with no Wagner out there to try to slow all three of them down. Ojuro capable of creating his own highlight show. Clark will try to protect this from Mirador and does. Maryland 9-0-2 and they score first. The only match Maryland did not score first was the 0-0 draw against UCLA. IU is 4-2-1 when the opponent scores first, which is a pretty impressive record, as Indiana does not blink when they get scored upon.
No, they've been in this position a lot. The only difference is they haven't been in this position in an atmosphere like this.
Ludwig Field, College Park, Maryland, home to the Crew. Good ball kept down. Clark comes in hard. Kept alive by Barger. And it's going to stay with Indiana. Chase Clark, the sophomore from Baltimore, actually got time with Loudoun United's full team in USL Championship. Palmer Alt, ridiculous numbers, 14 goals and 8 assists after having a career-high 3 assists against Wisconsin in the 4-1 win. Michelle was way out, and I think they're starting to talk to Kinsella over on the Indiana bench. Yeah, number 27. Big, tall, wiry outside back. And GK's pretty tall as well, so with the yellow card to Bendo plus the size, might be the right move as Indiana looking for the equalizer. That was closer than you maybe realize there as Alt takes a look at it.
Yeah, he just tried to have a kind of a snap header, flick it on, but classic Maryland fashion, they don't waste any time. Get the ball back in play and go. So here's a chance a second ago. It's kind of a glancing header, just trying to redirect it. You're right, it was closer than we thought. Certainly didn't worry Mac. Goalkeepers always know best.
You know what I think happened there too, Patrick? I think it hit just a little bit of the jersey of Clark, which then gave it more of an angle to perhaps sneak in.
Redirected it just a bit more, yeah.
Doe, who must know that Kinsella is due to come in as Doe has that yellow card. Letty, this ball down the middle. Indiana now will try to serve one in through Doe. They were looking for Swan. Now look at GK. How about that turn? Here's another one. GK just keeps it. A little bit too much dribbling. Sasha won't love that.
Yeah, he's feeling himself right now, though. So he loves that part of it because he's in the zone. He's playing good. He's got a little too ambitious on that one, a little too comfortable. Had a few chances to connect a pass and didn't.
Stefan GK, and this is going to be where Nolan Kinsella, who's got 4 assists on the season, is going to come in for Bendo. Bendo with that yellow card tackle against the eventual goal scorer in Costabile. But coming into the game now, Kinsella, a redshirt freshman out of Munster, Indiana, and Munster High School, played with FC United. I like his size as an outside back, and he's got enough pace. Well, I got to be careful on that. I mean, GK is pretty quick. This one whipped in. Max got it. Now look how quick Mac, who has been looking to get it out quickly, he'll do it again. Trying to play it into space for GK. They're going to bring it all the way back.
Yeah, they're going to call some variation of obstruction here on Indiana. So you think there's Bruletti. Yep. Just that little touch right there is enough to impact it. We saw this earlier in the year. Don't recall exactly who Maryland was playing, but that drew a yellow card. So Indiana does have to be aware that this referee trained, he knows exactly what Mac's trying to do as soon as he gets it. He's going to be keeping an eye on Indiana, trying to disrupt that quick play from them.
A couple touches for Sasha Sorofsky. It's interesting, early in the season, Colin Mills was on the campus of Maryland for, I think, a football game, and went to practice and asked all the players if they could beat Sasha in a race. And most of them said, not today, but perhaps back in his day. And then some of his teammates were texting in saying, well, that wasn't the case then either. Varger with his left foot. Mack with a bicycle kick. While Michelle is still dealing with the nerves, right? Just 4 games played and hearing everything and then some from the crew. Mack is dialed in.
Completely. He did a great job there staying firm with that, as there was a lot of traffic in his way. This was a really nice whipped in ball from Barger. There's a lot of bodies. That ball's bouncing.
Alt wins the Mack Herman Trophy if that one goes in. No?
I think so.
It's interesting. In 2005, Jason Gary scored a bicycle kick against Indiana, but it would end in a 3-3 tie. So the year that Maryland won the national championship after Indiana had won it in 2003 for Jerry Yeagley's swan song, Mike Freitag wins it in his first year, and then the very next year Maryland wins it.
Incredible.
Think about all of the amazing names tied to both these programs, and the 2005 team makes you realize that Indiana had won the 2 prior, and then you think about the fact that Coach Yeagley had announced long before that 2003 season that was going to be it, and he walked off a national champion. There's just not too many. There's a few. There's not too many coaches that have been able to do that, though.
It's like a Hollywood script.
So speaking of bicycle kicks, we're going to talk to Jason Gary at halftime as well. The all-time leading goal scorer in Maryland's history. That 2005 season, he scored 22 goals and won the Mack Herman Trophy. We'll have more on the 2005 team and the celebration, as the last word I heard were 15 of those players were able to make it to the game tonight.
Here's Costabile, the goal scorer, going against Kinsella, who just entered the match. He'll play some bendo. It's enough for the referee to call it.
Michelle bombs another one. Rouletti taken away by Pacoda. Pacoda looking for the whistle.
Rallies, Pacoda, throw in. See the argument for a foul, but a throw right there.
Joseph Pacoda and Lasse Kelp, starting left center back, transferring from UMBC. Kelp from Germany. There's been a lot of great German center backs over the years for Maryland. Pacoda from Italy. This is Clark. Steinleitner got a touch on it. And Jerica, we've got an assist on the Costabile goal. Mazarica. Read by Barger, and it goes out of bounds. Great defense from Barger.
Yeah, you cannot defend 1v1 better than this. I mean, he was waiting. Mazarica's as fast as they come. And then boom, forearm, shielded out. Clip that one for how you 1v1 defend. Nothing you can do better there.
That high press from Maryland, something that has been part of Sasho Soroski's culture from the beginning. The Maryland mantra: respect everyone and fear no one. As he's looking to make a change, Farouk Cisse, the freshman from Germany. Well, we saw against the Buckeyes when Steinleitner and Cole were both out. And I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, he was holding it down, connecting passes. Play a few different positions. I think he'll be coming on for Clark here, which we've seen this year.
We are keeping an eye on some other games that are going on, particularly with Washington, Maryland, Michigan, Indiana, and UCLA in the top 5. Those 5 teams we'll especially keep an eye on. Northwestern was leading Michigan 1-0, but Michigan just scored to tie it up. There's about 20 minutes remaining as it's 1-1. And it looks like GK is going to get a break here. My legs don't look like that.
No, they do not.
You've never even seen my legs.
I don't have to. I just know.
Cisse. Uletti, they'll play advantage. Here comes Maryland, feeling it as Rocket Rita had it for a moment. Played back to Pacoda. Absolutely rips it, but not quite on frame for number 10, Joseph Pacoda.
This thing had some power behind it. Rocket Rita. Oh, no, that was Andronika, but here's Pacoda. Just sails at the last second. The height, I think, was fine.
Electric atmosphere, as it always is for a big game on Friday night, particularly an 8 p.m. Eastern time game. And then you've got 2 big-time programs. Maryland has not lost a game this season. They're at number 4, Indiana at 14. Indiana 11-3-1, and Maryland 9-0-3. I started to say, I mean, 2 years ago, Maryland in a rare off year where anything that could go wrong went wrong, and then more went wrong. And they didn't make the NCAA tournament. Last year, Sasho said, we will be back. They, of course, returned to the NCAA tournament, and now they're looking like they've got a team that could win the NCAA tournament. If they do win it, the question has to be, they've got 4. Where do they put the 5th goal? I'll let you ponder that. Cleared out of the 18 as the service in was pretty good from Indiana, but one back there. Another good touch by Rocket Rita. Wow. Mazarica did not mean to play it off the back of Rita. He was looking to play it right in front of him into space, and he had some space.
And he was starting to peel his run and just caught the back of his heel.
That was Cole who played it back. You cannot underestimate the importance of having Leon Cole and Steinleitner back, because they're veteran leaders and they're also gigantic. I mean, Leon Cole is massive.
And you look at Steinleitner, Cole, and then the two center backs with Kelp and Rose, and then Mack behind them. I mean, the spine of this Maryland team is a bunch of giants.
10:50 or so left in the first half. There's Steinleitner, number 22. Played at Eastern Florida. Another German-born player. It's knocked out of bounds by Kelp, also from Germany. Kostabile is from Denmark. Jace Clark's from Baltimore. So coming into the game now for Indiana is Jacopo Ferdici, a coveted transfer from Evansville. Another Italian, as he'll come on for Clay Mirador, the junior out of Texas, will sit down, but it won't be the last time we see Mirador. Throw in coming for the Hoosiers. Can they get a flick here? There was a flick. It was by Maryland. It's picked up by Mack. And Mack quickly tries to play it to Rita. And looked like another. Yeah, Mack not happy about players getting in the way of Mack. Now they're going to let Mack do it again. It's pretty clear that the game plan is for Mack, when he gets it, he bombs it, trying to free some of that speed up front. Here's a turnover. Now Indiana trying to play it into space. The Hoosiers, and Mack right at the top of the 18. He's going to roll it right back out. Goes to Bile, back to Cole. Goes to Bile, taken down by Collins Oduro.
Clear foul there from Oduro as Maryland's bringing in the reinforcements.
Dakota gonna come off though. Mazarica gonna come off. DeJesus, number 30, real nice player. And Darica gonna come off. Cole also gonna come off here, as a little bit of load management with a 1-0 lead. Van Hoeklem, who typically plays as a 9, will come into the game for the Terps. He wears number 44, the junior out of Elmhurst, Illinois. You can see some of the fans bundled up a little bit more. It's finally starting to cool down in what has been a very pleasant fall, really nationwide. Finally cooling down a little bit, but I was told, and Patrick, you tell me, I was told 45-degree weather is pretty good soccer playing weather.
I mean, playing-wise, yeah. Viewing-wise, maybe a little chilly, but playing-wise, you can't ask for anything better here.
It's Van Hoeklem who knocks it off of Mayer. This is Farouk Cisse. He's got tremendous size at 6'1", 180, wearing number 90 for Maryland. Off the head of Mayer. Battling his rocket Rita. Looking for another whistle. DeJesus slides it over. Van Hoeklem has it taken away by Kinsella, who's done a good job since coming on for Doe. Steinleitner, the senior from Munich. Cisse from Bonn, Germany. Looking for Rocket Rita Rita. And that is his name, folks. Rocket Rita Rita. Maryland with 9 shots. Indiana's got 6. Maryland with 4 on frame. Indiana with 1. Both teams with 1 corner apiece. Maryland, by the way, we often talk about how good Indiana is in October, as Indiana's in the 18. Tonight, Oduro trying to keep it alive. So Indiana has been known for making great runs in October. Maryland has not allowed a goal in October. Not 1 goal.
The entire year. The entire month.
Yeah.
So they've only been down for, what was that, a minute 20? And they haven't given up a goal the entire month. Wow.
Well, that Penn State game was in September, but in October they tied UCLA 0-0, then had 2-0 wins over Michigan and Rutgers, and then a 4-0 win over the Buckeyes. Cisse. Also in the game is Kenny Quist-Thurston, who is on it now, and he had a good game too against the Buckeyes. Again, with no Steinleiter, no Cole. Costabile keeps it alive, near post, and Michelle handles it. The only goal, unfortunately, went through the hands of Judwellen Michelle, who has been hearing it from the crew. I'm going to attribute it to a little bit of the nerves, because I have seen goalkeepers absolutely melt in front of the crew.
Yep, it's one of those things you only can really relate to it if you've experienced it. I've been out there in the Big Ten Tournament Championship game as a left back, and it is, I mean, it's something else. So, and I was a senior at the time. For Michelle, freshman, not a ton of starts. That's just, it's a big moment, and you know, you feel for the guy because that's a save that he can make. But I think he has settled in nicely. He hasn't been tested a ton since that goal. At half, though, they just have to, I mean, Indiana has to certainly get to half only being down 1. If they can get one, great. But you got to be positive with Michelle. I mean, like you just said, Dean, a lot of goalkeepers have done far worse in this environment.
Cisse with a hip check. Called for the foul. Sasha doesn't like it.
Cisse comes in here. And I'm a little surprised that there's no yellow on that one, as that was somewhat similar to Doe.
It's Palmer Alt they took out. Palmer Alt is elevating himself to the Jordan rules, where, right?
Gets that call.
Yeah.
Well, he got the call. But yeah, Cisse, I mean, certainly came in hot there. You know, he challenged it probably a little bit better than Doe did previously in terms of timing.
Palmer Alt, 21 goals and 12 assists in 4 seasons at Butler, had 1 year remaining comes to Bloomington. He has 14 goals and 8 assists. No whistle. Maryland. The subs have been good here. It'll be a corner kick for Maryland.
Chris Thurston knows what he's doing. Getting the crowd fired up for this corner kick.
Cisse was in front of Michelle. This will fall. Not the best bounce there for Maryland. Now it's trouble. Michelle goes down. Still not totally cleared. And KQT, that was Cisse that time with the shot.
Pops up here. That was so close from Rose, getting a little touch on that. Cisse eyes wide open. A little bit too big there. He swings so hard at that ball, doesn't make good contact.
So under a minute remaining in this first half. IU's most recent comeback 10 days ago against Kentucky. They trailed 1-0 at the half. Palmer Alt with 2 goals in the second half gave Indiana a 2-1 win. So this one far from over. Knocked out of bounds by Lasse Kelp. Throwing for the Hoosiers. They've got time for a flick. Costabile sends it the other way. Kenny Quist-Thurston. 4 seconds. And finally cleared. So we played 45. Maryland back out there in their white kits with the red shorts. Second half underway. Number 4 Maryland 1, number 14 Indiana 0. We're at Ludwig Field, College Park, Maryland. Indiana fans wondering about Todd Yeagley. We did talk to him, and we will bring you that interview a little later here in the second half. Oduro goes down. So with Oduro down, we did talk to Todd Yeagley during the break moments ago. Let's hear what the Indiana coach had to say. Todd, electric atmosphere, just one little nervy moment from your young goalkeeper, but other than that, shots are almost dead even. I mean, you guys are right there with Maryland.
It's a great atmosphere. 2 good teams going at it. I thought it was a pretty an attractive stalemate, if you will. Both teams had good chances. I thought we had good territory. They're dangerous. We're dangerous. Obviously, 1 goal we'd like to get back, but we'll claw back into this. But I liked a lot what we did. We have another gear. I think we could have a few more moments out of midfield, maybe a shot or 2 from distance. I thought we could mix up a little bit of our attack, but we're getting around the edges, getting service. It's coming.
That's a phenomenal take, Coach. Thanks for being with us. Good luck the second half and the rest of the season.
Thank you.
He always does such a great job of 1, remaining positive, but 2, being very honest about what needs to happen for Indiana. He knows they're capable of coming back. They've been doing it all season long.
Yeah, that moment could happen right now as during that interview, left back Costabile got a yellow card pulling down Oduro, and this is a really, really dangerous set piece for Indiana. Fedrizzi's on the ball, whips in a good service with his left.
So Jacopo Fedrizzi over the ball. The 2-man wall features GK and Mazarica. Good ball, far side. Wow. Swan had made a run, and another Indiana player made a run, ran into the near post, and is still almost part of the near post, far post rather.
This is the risk you have when you go give it everything you got. That does not feel good at all. I believe that was Kinsella. It's hard to tell.
Kinsella. Yeah, that was Kinsella. Good call. Came in for Bendo. Well, he came in so hard, he became part of that post.
Oh, and he was so close. I mean, any contact there would have just ricocheted right into the net. Good to see him up.
He's going to have his hands full as GK works that side. Less than a minute into the second half. I want to thank our amazing Big Ten Network crew. There was a lot to handle at halftime with the amazing 2005 team here, and I thought they did a great job. GK. GK, little combination with Pacoda. Mazarica was over there as well. Sometimes Maryland will do an overload where they'll put all of their attacking players on one side and then combine almost like it's just a little 5v2 warm-up session.
Yeah, they have a great ability to sense where they should be numbers.
Steinleitner takes down Hoyer.
Clearly, Coach Sasho does not agree with this, and I got to agree with him. Steinleitner just puts his body there. It's good timing. It's exactly what you expect out of your D-mid.
Here's Steinleitner, a no-nonsense, just get-her-done kind of player, and probably doesn't get enough credit for how good he is.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many names on this team. I feel like every year with Maryland and Indiana, you know, they're so stacked. You lose sight of just kind of the unsung heroes. And Steinleitner, in my opinion, is one of those guys.
Spot on. And sit next to Leon Cole, who is such a rock as well, so good at PKs, but Steinleitner together with Cole really connects that back line to the front line. Sometimes they'll just bypass it, like Mack will send it 80 yards and have GK or Mazarica run onto it. By the way, Shaka Daly has won again. So now Michigan goes to 5-2-1, and they go to 16 points. Just one behind Maryland. And Michigan has left Wisconsin at home, and they go on the road to Penn State. And standings don't mean anything in the Big Ten, but Wisconsin, Northwestern, and Penn State are the three teams at the bottom of the current standings. So don't count out Michigan.
No, it's going to be, I mean, it's going to go down to the very last day.
There was a penalty kick by Mitrovic.
Having a great
He's
year.
been a great addition, yeah. Palmer Alt, he is trying to find a pocket as Maryland has done a good job keeping an eye on Palmer Alt. We talked to Sasho. He talked about set-piece execution, as both teams have scored on multiple set pieces recently. Build the counter quickly. He wanted it, and he was mostly talking about Barger. He wanted to handle their outside backs, as Barger was clinical against Wisconsin. And then he did say, you got to know where Palmer Alt is, and there's Palmer Alt right there. It's hard not to like Lauren Mack, as he has looked good. Another player from Germany, been solid in goal. Got a nice presence. We talk about that a lot, about goalkeepers.
Yeah, nothing seems to phase him at all.
Dropped over to Barger. Barger high in the air. Duro kind of climbed the back of Costabile, who was looking for a foul. There's Leon Cole. And Cole will dribble it out of bounds, so Kinsella comes forward. There's Hoyer, who got fouled earlier. Big minutes from Charlie Hoyer. Sasho Swarovski, assisted by Jake Pace, 8th year as an assistant for Jake, who was also a big-time wrestler. Brian Rowland has returned. He left to be a head coach for a little while. Now he's back, along with Michael Gold. Alt will get it right back. Alt was marked by GK. Well, there was a window right there. Now GK, the side of his foot, was looking for Mazarica. Collins Oduro. Oduro. Can't get it by Clark. Not understanding what they're saying, so we're going to keep on playing. Steinleitner talked about his leadership. Cisse. So a lot of times midweek games, there's always going to be a collection of crew at every game. The big games, the crew are on both sides. Look at this. Cisse! And Michelle will knock it away.
Yeah, if you're Maryland, keep going at him. Keep going at Michelle. Cisse comes in, and he catches this pretty good with the outside of his right boot. And Michelle, very, very certain to get two hands on it this time. It's hard to tell if he could have maybe caught that one, but regardless, wants to be sure that nothing like what happened in the first half took place again.
Great point. GK with good service. Leon Cole. Steinleitner. And it's cleared out of bounds into the stands where there's not a seat open. It is standing room only at Ludwig Field. College Park, Maryland. How about the emotion Sasho shared talking about that 2005 team? He has mentioned he felt like maybe he left a couple on the table and that team brought it home for him, and we got a whistle. Looks like they're going to bring it back outside the 18.
What an effort by Picotto. Draws the initial foul, still kind of stays with it. That was very, very, very close to the box. Remember, if the foul is on the line, that's technically a PK. Called it a little bit earlier than what it initially looked like. Just tussling with him there. There's Barger outside the box house. So that's where the foul, that's the foul that we ended up seeing. So it actually wasn't as close as we thought. GK top of the box.
Pacoda. Far side, Costabile's got one already. GK. That quick release. And denied there by Indiana.
It's just fun watching him. He knew exactly what he was going to do. I mean, everyone did. And he's still able to get the shot off.
It is a powerful, rapid-fire release from GK. Mack, what a ball to Steinleitner. Creating some space here. Picoto. Now over to GK. Trying to squeeze it into Mazarica. Steinleitner wins it again. Picoto earned the free kick moments ago. Doesn't earn anything there as Bruletti drops back to help the back line. Now Oduro starting to open up here, and Steinleitner comes in to close it. Assistant coach Christian Lamelli quickly getting it to Kinsella. Maryland now with 13 shots to Indiana's 8. GK brings it back to Lasse Kelp. Remember, Kelp and Pacoda, both transfers from UMBC. GK fouled by Kinsella. GK, who is from Paris, spent some time with LIU. So he's the kind of player that before we did our first Maryland game, I think you remember this, Patrick Duty, Sasho said, I'm just going to let you guys watch him. He basically just did it like that. He's like, I'm just going to let you guys watch him, and then you'll know that he's the real deal. And he was spot on.
I remember it perfectly. I mean, and Coach Sasho has seen some of the best of the best to come through this program. And the way he delivered it, I was like, wow, all right. This kid must be pretty good, and then sure enough, he lived up to it.
I think within the first 2 minutes of the game.
Right off the bat.
GK, great ball, Mazarica! 2-0, Maryland!
Well, Dean, you could not have timed that talk track better than right now, because look at this pass from Steph GK. Come on. 30-yard pass, potentially, on the ground, right in stride to Mazarica. Look at the vision. I mean, it's like Messi style, just threading the needle. Michel late to come out. Mazarica sees it, compose. Waits just enough to see Michel go down, and that was the difference there. And it was nothing but wide open net.
These two wing players, GK now with his 5th assist to go with 5 goals, and his assist gives Saddam Mazarica his 6th goal of the season. They took a quick look at it. It's a good one, and it's now Maryland 2, Indiana 0. Don't forget, Michigan now is 4 ahead of Indiana in 3rd with that 2-1 come-from-behind win over Northwestern.
What a pass. What have we been saying? Like, every single game he does something where it's like, how did he just do that? And sure enough, right as we're talking about him, Takes it in on his right. Mazarica, who's so good off the ball. Don't talk about him enough. Just slots right behind Barger, who's really had a great year defensively.
Cisse will give it up to Mazarica. Back over to Costabile. Michelle will pick it up. I actually think, Patrick, as the season has gone on, we have talked about Mazarica in conjunction with GK, because if you try to shut down one, good night Irene, because the other one's going to have some space, and their combination play on display right there with that beautiful pass.
I mean, those are two guys that are just in rhythm. You know, if there was a way to freeze frame it, as soon as GK starts that dribble in, Mazarica, who's isolated, instantly darts behind Barger. I mean, the timing is just perfect. That's going to be a card.
Well, Alt was having words as well with Kelp. It was more like Kelp was actually having words to Alt, and I think Alt basically said, "I heard you." Or maybe it was Rose. So Alt's going to get the yellow card.
And they were going at it right before that throw-in happened. Hard to tell what they were discussing.
Yeah, it was Kelp that was.
Yeah, you cannot do that. Clear, intentional, right before he even makes contact with the ball.
I don't know if you saw Patrick Duty, but before that foul from Alt, Lasse Kelp.
They were getting into it.
Well, it was really all Kelp, like chirping at Palmer Alt, and he really wasn't saying anything. That was his response.
Yep.
Alt has the ability to eliminate players. Oduro back to Alt. Kinsella's in the middle as well. Oduro turns on it, but it's just too high. Steinleitner down.
So here was the chirping that took place right before that. Kelp, Alt. Oh, okay, so Kelp gets right up in Alt's face. I mean, right up in his face.
And he keeps on going.
Still jawing. And then we saw the reaction there from Alt, so that's something to keep an eye on for the next 30 minutes. You got one of the best players in the country in Palmer Alt getting the attention of a big center back in Kelp. And this is going to be a high-intensity last 30 minutes. Because Indiana still firmly believes that they can get 2, potentially 3. I mean, they've proven that throughout the year, that they're never out of a game.
Under 29 minutes remaining in the game. Maryland, with the win, would move to 20. Washington will play Ohio State tonight. They have 18. Minzy to Kinsella. Cole. Albiandrinka, who has had to overcome a blood disorder to just get back out there and finally be healthy. He's another good player that is coming into form and finally healthy. And you got to remember Pacoda with the emergency appendectomy this year as well. It took a little while to come back from that. He's fully functional now, and it is showing. And Dorica, Mazarica, and GK, the front three for the Terps.
Not to mention you can bring in Rocket Friederita.
Van Hoeklam, a few
Chris
other.
Thurston.
Yeah, Kenny Chris Thurston.
And Coach Sasha said, I mean, our very first call of the year, outside of talking about how great PK is, said it's one of the deeper teams he's had in years.
I thought Jason Gary's comment, you know, he had those 60 goals, which I don't see anybody staying around long enough to pass, right? 60, because they'll leave early. Indiana trying to make something happen, and he said, yeah, we had some big names, but it was more than the big names. It was the role players that made a difference to them winning that national championship. Kinsella, right to Matt. So Michigan now with 16 points. They get a PK late from the Marquette transfer. I know you were coached by his dad. A good celebration at home to come from behind to come back and win. That is huge, as now Michigan just sits one behind Sasho Soroski's team. Now Maryland, of course, does have a 2-0 lead. Not anymore. Wow. A long distance shot from Charlie Hoyer. Look at that, and game on, Hoyer, as he points probably to his family. It's 2-1.
Well,
what a goal.
That's a way to silence the crowd in a game like this. But what did Coach Yeagley say at halftime? Let's get more shots from distance. Hoyer, listen, no one's pressing him. Hey, I got the capability of doing this. He's dribbling, thinking about what pass. At this point, picks his head up. He's like, hey, I'm just going to have a go, which we haven't seen tonight. And you got to really hit it to get it past Mack from that distance, and that's exactly what Hoyer did. Completely flips the momentum of this game.
First goal of the season for Hoyer, who has a couple helpers. And Indiana second in D1 with 40 goals on the season. So Hoyer has a goal and an assist in Big Ten play, 2 assists overall, and it's 2-1 with a lot of soccer left. And Indiana has no problem spoiling a party as Maryland's celebrating their 2005 national championship team, and they do not care.
And if Maryland win this match, that will be the play of the game, the sliding block from Kelp. Absolutely phenomenal. This was about to be tied, folks. Drop back pass, and look at this attempt from Kelp to come all the way across as this ball is going into the net. 1,000%, that's going to go right to the side of the net. And number 5, Kelp, who we've been talking about a lot this half, times that slide perfectly to prevent the goal.
It was Hoyer again on the shot.
It was. And that's, I mean, it's all happening so fast, but it was that close, and great play by Kelp.
Kelp will knock it away.
That's what this Indiana team does, though. I mean, they're never out of it. You said the stat earlier about their comeback wins and results.
Never out of it. Meanwhile, they have scored the first goal in October against Maryland. There is plenty of time left as they play it, trying to find Swan up top. October has normally been Indiana time, as they are always pretty good. Last year, 7-0-1 as they made their run to win the regular season, share the title with Ohio State. Ohio State would win the tiebreaker, but it would be yet another trophy as Indiana stacks trophies like books on a bookshelf. Maryland has stacked a few books as well, as you know. Shots starting to even up. 14 for Maryland, 11 for Indiana. GK. Read perfectly in the middle of the field. Boy, Hoyer has come to life here in the second half. No Wagner, no problem as Hoyer is ready. Oduro, he'll drop it. Kinsella makes a good run as they tried to force it into Swan. It'll be a corner kick. Corner kick, Indiana.
This Indiana press, I mean, they're finding their rhythm right now. If they're going to get one, it's going to be soon.
Crew finally a little bit silent here on this corner kick. Loose! Oh! Off the far post. So close to 2-2. How did that not go in? That's another play we'll have to go back to is Kinsella again. He ran into a post earlier. This time he smashed one off the far post.
I can't believe how far back that ball went after hitting the post. I mean, it must have hit it deadly square on it.
More work here from the Hoosiers. And Swan skies it.
Good service in from Barger. Flick on. Kinsella does a great job trapping it. Oh my gosh. This will be a great angle.
It was a good touch by Swan. Kinsella, kind of a knee trap, but it worked out.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That thing ricocheted literally to the top of the box.
It's 2-1. Steinleitner and Darinka. Costabile. Far post. Mazarica is over there. Good hustle from Indiana. I got to tell you, ever since the second rendition of that little special Indiana message, Indiana does not do what they say that they do. They have been fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, truly, the timing of that was spot on. It's so tough to get this crowd out of it. Clearly, we'll never fully be out of it, but just create a couple of dangerous chances. The goal made such a huge difference. And ever since then, it's been just 100 miles an hour for Indiana.
Speaking of 100 miles an hour, GK is on it now. Somehow keeps it. And then finally has it taken away as Indiana starting to get a little control of this game. Running downhill, dropped over. And now Mack will send it the other way. One back again by Hoyer, who has been doing it all for the Hoosiers. He's got one, probably would have two if not for Mr. Kelp. Not probably, definitely.
Definitely. I mean, that was a goal. And the big center back for Maryland said, nope, not right now.
Both teams will make a change at the next opportunity. Oduro. Oh, snuck through. Swan's got to be ready for that.
You don't often see that ball sneak through the Maryland box like that.
Barger, left-footed. Swan diving for it, runs into Rose. Dakota trying to go the other way.
Listen to how hard this ball cracks off the post. This was a minute ago from Kinsella. Square off the post. He's in disbelief. I mean, we're talking half an inch inside of that, and it's in.
So Leon Cole not fully fit. Lungs probably a little bit hot as he'll go out for Clark. Kinsella stays in for Doe, who got that yellow card against Costa Bile less than 5 minutes into the game. Easton Bogard, the sophomore from Oak Park, Illinois, where number 14 has come on for Todd Yeagley. Costa Bile. GK. Great defense from Oduro. And that we talked about it the other day in that win over Wisconsin. Oduro now a 90-minute player, which is another reason why we think pro scouts are salivating over him.
Yeah, if he's shown that he can do it both ways, his stock just goes way up.
Foul called against Bruletti. Remember, no Jack Wagner, the senior captain. A family commitment that he had made prior to the season starting. Just unlucky that it falls on a Friday night under the lights of College Park, Maryland. Steinleitner lost it for a moment. Clark back into the game. He hasn't ripped away, but Clark comes right back and wins it back. So Clark, who just came on after an extended break, does his job. Dakota will get it back to Clark. Dakota turns. He's got Mazarica on his right. Indrika at the top of the 18. GK was also there. Bruletti is fouled. Coming up, Wisconsin battles Washington in the Big Ten Discover Volleyball Challenge. That's next on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Field hockey, volleyball, men's soccer, and then more volleyball. That game will start on the app in about 10 minutes. See the foul situation. Reminding you that the top 4 teams in the Big Ten make the Big Ten tournament, which, you know, actually, as we kind of checked ourselves, it has just intensified every game all year long, and I think added a new layer of intensity that makes you look at it and go, wow, this is pretty cool.
We've been doing this for GK's in.
GK! What a chip! And it's 3-1 Maryland! Stefan GK!
Just filthy. There's no other way to describe it. This is so ridiculous, this finish. Great play, great run off the ball. He's in, picks his head up, and then scoops it right over Michel. That is elite finishing right there.
Oh my gosh, it
Absolutely
truly is.
Elite.
You know, I wasn't sure if you were fully medicated when you said Messi early, but he's made a couple plays that look like Messi.
It's not an exaggeration. I mean, that is...
Not so many college players that do that.
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, not many players in the world can do what we just saw. I mean, that is so difficult what Stefan GK just pulled off to have the run off the ball, get the touch, pick his head up, and then scoop, chip that a good 15 yards. Incredible, incredible.
So now 6 goals and 5 assists, as he's got a goal and an assist. Albie Enderica with the pass. He'll get his 6th assist on the season. And so Durrell tracking all the way back, and then a little hip check on Mazarica. Ooh, Mazarica gets it right back. Mazarica is stronger than you realize, as he just knocked down a big-time player in O'Durrell.
And you can't help but think about how close we were from being it being 2-2. To save the stop from Kelp, the post. I mean, 2 chances right there that instantly would have made it tied. And just like that, it's 3-1. And Maryland's going to start really trying to drown this clock out.
Player down, and both right backs now with a yellow card. Ben Doe, as well as number 27, Nolan Kinsella.
This looked pretty bad, and I really just chalk it up to unfortunate timing. Pakoto, he ended up getting a little touch, which pushed it inside of where Kinsella thought he was going to be making contact with the ball. So I don't think it was anything intentional from Kinsella. He truly thought he was about to make contact, but that little touch from Pakoto inside of that completely changed the trajectory of where the ball was going, which then created that what looked like a very nasty challenge. But I do not think it was intentional by any means. It was just a slight touch from Pakoto, which changed the direction of the way the ball was going.
GK, you can just tell he is soaking in this crowd. Another reason why he came to College Park. GK forces Michelle to punch it out. It'll be a corner kick on the far side for the Terps. That'll be over by the 2018 National Championship team. An Indiana player down.
Michelle and Mayer collided as Michelle came out to punch that. He ended up also catching his left center back, Josh Mayer. Good timing from Michelle. There's a lot of bodies there, and unfortunately for Mayer, wrong place, wrong time.
All right, we're going to step aside. Maryland leads it 3-1 over Indiana.
Before we talk avid Big Ten blood drive ideas, let's get in the competitive spirit with the scavenger hunt. I worked all weekend on that.
Save lives and help win your school $1 million.
It's okay. It's in your nature.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Welcome to the neighborhood, Jordan.
Thanks, guys. Go long.
Bundle and save up to 40%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
When you make your dip super creamy with Hellmann's, your new boyfriend can know nothing about football.
Oh, he touched it down. Bro, that's the other team.
And still fit in just fine.
Have you tried the dip?
Oh, great fumble.
Great fumble? That's a Hail Mayo.
It's a good thing Discover makes it easy to be a Big Ten fan.
Totally. I get cash back on my rally cap.
Cash back on my favorite glove.
Cash back on my lucky shamrock.
I even earned cash back on my lucky bobblehead.
You win. Next round's on me.
Earn cash back on every purchase with Discover.
Rivalries change. Kickoff times shift. But the first sip of Dr. Pepper, that always hits the same. It's a Pepper thing.
Welcome back to a raucous scene here. One of the best environments you're going to find for college soccer. Another great environment is in Bloomington as well, where Todd Yeagley's team plays on Yeagley Field, Armstrong Stadium. They get big-time crowds. They got the pep band out there. And anytime these two teams play each other, It is fire.
Nothing like it. And this has been nonstop from the very second it was kicked off.
So Mayer waiting to be waved on as Maryland will take this corner kick with a man advantage. 14:03, a 3-1 lead. You said it, Patrick Doody. It could have easily been after Hoyer scored. Hoyer could have scored another one, and then Kinsella could have had one. And that would have been absolutely nuts because the scoreline would have been flipped.
Completely flipped, and the other thing too, the fans would have been completely out of it. At least for a quick time. They would have been silent, and who knows what could have happened, but they're not able to put it in, and this Maryland team's too good. They're just too good not to take advantage of every opportunity you have, and now it's 3-1.
Hoyer plays it forward to Bogard. We've talked a lot about Mayer and Minzy as center backs, but Kelp and Rose, pretty good combination as center backs as well. Kelp from UMBC, Tristan Rose played at Charleston in West Virginia, a D2 power. Here's GK. Read perfectly there by Kinsella. Now Oduro plays it forward to Hoyer. That was Palmer Alt, rather, my bad. Oh, Costabile throwing some magic. That's your left back right there. Costabile. Kinsella will pop it back to the freshman Michel. 6'5" Canadian. Speaking of Canadian goalkeepers, Maryland had a really good one in Dane St. Clair, who's still doing really well for Canada. Here's Oduro. GK bounces right off of Oduro. Oduro's shot thought was deflected, so it'll be a corner kick for Palmer Alt in Indiana. You've been around the game long enough, Patrick Doody. You know if they can somehow score on this set piece, 3-2, 11 minutes and 30 seconds is a lot of time for this talented Indiana team.
Well, yeah, and the pressure swaps. I mean, Indiana gets one here soon. It's going to all fall on Maryland, making sure they don't collapse the lead.
Oh, we'll drop it back to Oduro. Oduro with his right foot. Headed out of there by Rose. GK got a little bit of touch on it. Pakota's there as well. Look at GK and his closing speed, putting some pressure on Fedrizzi. Cisse didn't win the header, but somehow with the bottom of his boot wins it. Finds Mazarica. Mazarica knows GK's going to make a run. Mazarica, perhaps too much dribbling that time. And too long for GK. Kinsella does well to keep it in bounds. Now he needs to connect the pass. One right back by Andrika, but Kinsella wins it back. This time he does connect the pass to Bogard. Bogard. They'll knock it out of bounds. It will come back to Maryland. Just over 10 minutes remaining as Costabile stays down.
Here, the second half goal is this pass from GK. He can't do it much better. Finds his teammate Mazarica, puts it in, and then out of nowhere, Hoyer picks his head up, says why not? Strikes it from distance, makes it 2-1, but then Maryland comes back with the dagger. And one of the best goals you'll see all year Absolute class from GK to make it 3-1. The celebrations are always Hall of Fame for that kid.
They really are.
Swagger.
Hoyer will win it again as we're at Ludwig Field, College Park, home to the Crew, the house that Sasha built. Oh, and what a finish! Placed perfectly, and it's 3-2. Palmer Alt with the goal, and Palmer Alt continues to climb up as he now has 15 goals to go with 8 assists. His 15 goals now tied with NC State's starting forward.
And Michael Nessie, who just subbed on, picks his head. I mean, the finish. We see it time and time again from all. We saw one similar in our intro, Dean. He just always knows where he's at in the box. I mean, his awareness is unbelievable. That ball's coming in. He's facing out of bounds. He's facing where the pass came in. So the timing on getting his left foot through that in such a gentle, sweet motion allows him to just tuck that in near stick. And we just were saying that this team, this Indiana team in particular, they're never out of it. And if they got one quick, the pressure flips, because now it's on Maryland. Again, Indiana's kind of playing with house money here. They were down 3-1.
Remember the 2005 national championship team, they were beating Indiana 3-0, okay? Final score, 3-3.
Wow. Funny how all that works out. And that's the team that is here tonight getting honored. I don't want this game to end. This has been a blast.
The goals have been phenomenal.
So good.
And quite a few that were almost goals have been phenomenal.
I know, you have to get right back into it, but it's hard to even put into words how impressive Alt's finish was just now.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was like he lifted it up with his foot and then delivered it and placed it perfectly.
I mean, he's facing the other way, and he just swipes his left foot right through it, catches it perfectly, and it's just, before Mac can even react, it's in the back of the net.
Fedrizzi did an extended run. A little push there on Barger, so it'll be a free kick opportunity for Indiana. With subs coming in, the clock's going to stop at 7:51. Indiana is by no means out of this. Kenny Chris Thurston going to come in. Rocket Rita also going to come in. The pass from Nessie on this second goal, special.
I mean, so here comes in the pass on the ground. Alt again. He's facing the other way. He times it perfectly, gets his hips all the way around it to keep it on frame. This is a great shot. And you look at that soccer ball spinning. I mean, that's just a sign that he caught it right in the sweet spot on the inside of his foot. I mean, just clipped it perfectly.
Got to be the leader in the clubhouse for the Mac Hermann Trophy, as we've already showed you the many Mac Hermann Trophy winners for Indiana. Maryland's had a few as well. Maryland responded last time Indiana scored right away. They're going to try to do it again. Good work by Barger to get over there, and the offside flag was up anyway. Washington, who plays the Buckeyes, and then the Washington volleyball team taking on number 12, Wisconsin. That's on the Fox Sports app, and it's coming up next on the Big Ten Network. So we will get you to that volleyball match, but it may take a little bit of time here as you kind of feel like this final 6:30, we are going to see everything as Indiana's going to throw the kitchen sink at it. And Maryland's going to try to respond the best way they know how to. Cisse. Barger gets inside of Mazarica and earns the whistle. So now Barger trying to get it reset. Barger plays with no fear. Calling for it is Hoyer. Taken away by GK. It'll be a throw in for Maryland. Clark with the throw in. Truly one of the best rivalries in college soccer. Maryland had developed a really strong rivalry with UCLA, a little East Coast, West Coast thing. Now that UCLA is in the Big Ten, that's kind of changed the dynamic of that one. These two teams, doesn't matter if Maryland's in the Big Ten or out of the Big Ten, it is always a battle. How about the youngster Kinsella showing some heart? Headed back by Mayer to Michelle. Michelle. Long throw.
Here's Makoto and Kinsella. Little box out there. Trying to get the board. Falls into the board.
Under 4 minutes remaining. Minzy. Now Barger. Good patience here. Mayer. Mayer almost. That little move put Rita on the ground. Kinsella. How crazy would it be to have another 3-3 tie, as there was a 3-3 tie 20 years ago when Maryland would go on and win Sasho Swarovski's first of 3 national championships. Off the head of Minzy. A lot of second balls going Indiana's way right now. Kinsella trying to make the run to get around Clark. Good shield by Clark. Clark gets a chest butt there from Kelp as well as Mack. Clark showing the muscle there. Sasho pretty fired up as the clock is stopped. As the referee was having a conversation there with Mr. Clark. Don't forget, we'll get you out to volleyball, Wisconsin and Washington. Maryland now. They may not be done. Oh, yeah, they will head to the corner at the moment. Rocket Rita dancing around with it. Looking for Mazarica. Mazarica somehow wins it back. Mazarica Oh, yeah, GK was open at the top of the 18. I think that was the intention. One back by Steinleitner. He unleashes a long shot. Now Bogard, can he get out of trouble? Wow, nice dribble by Bogard. One back, though, by Picoto. Bogard had options to his left that time.
I didn't mind the look, though. He was trying to find Oduro to break it up a bit. Just a better play by, I believe it was Steinleitner blocking that through ball.
It's coming back to Indiana. We've got 90 seconds remaining. It's Maryland 3, Indiana 2. Maryland has not lost a game in the 2025 campaign. With the win, they will, at least for a moment, take over first place in the Big Ten. Of course, Washington, which has volleyball coming up, also is hosting the Ohio State men's soccer team. Congratulations to Michigan as they did what they needed to do. And they played into space to GK with Minzy over there. GK, hard to get the ball away from GK. GK with a little nutmeg on Kinsella. What a ball. Back in. Rocket Rita decides to go near post. The far post was wide open. It'll go off the near post. I think Michelle may have got a piece of it. And this might be how Maryland kills off the game.
I mean, the pass again. A little no-looker. And you're right, Rocket Rita easily could have went far post, or he could have went out to the corner, but honestly, the shot being saved, giving them the corner kick, was about equal to the amount of time they would have killed going to the corner.
Maryland, 8 seconds away. A little push from behind, referee not buying it. 4 seconds, but Maryland is going to get the win. They are going to go to